Hello, good morning. I'm very happy to be here today. I am Odile Limpach, and we're going to see what does publishing mean and what you can expect or not from a publisher. So, how I got this idea to speak about this? Well, I am a professor at the Cologne Game Lab about economics and entrepreneurship for video games. So I do get to speak a lot about publishing. I am a co-founder of the acceleration program Spielfabrik, and last year I wrote a book about publishing challenge for independent video game developers. So, but let's go into the subject and see what does it mean. What does publishing mean actually? So today publishing is a kind of difficult. There are a lot of things happening. When you speak about publishing, it's kind of everything and nothing. You have a lot of people involved into publishing. The developer, of course, developer can be a publisher. You have the so-called first party, the big companies like Nintendo, Steam, Sony, Apple, and so on, that might be developer, might be also publisher, might do both. You have publishers, you have retailers that also might be publishers. So I could have had a lot of more of arrows on this chart, and it shows that it's not easy to exactly understand what does it mean when somebody says, I need a publisher, or I want to publish my game, or I want to publish your game. So, and also there's as many definitions of publishing as there are publishers. And you have a lot of different people that call themselves publishers and do different things and also are very different companies. So you have publishers, I would call them the very creative ones. It doesn't mean they are big or small. They are just people with, most of the time they develop also games. They are very much involved in the concept of the games they are publishing. Then you have the so-called boutique ones. It is a new term that has appeared on the market for a couple of years now. And it doesn't mean they are very small. Most of the time, they are kind of specialized in one genre or several genres or a kind of games, but they do also very different things. Then you have what I call the professional ones. So this one is an example for a German company where you can find on their website at least a kind of a definition, what they offer you when they speak about publishing. So I'm not saying that the boutique one or the creative one are not professional publishers, but they do not always really define what it means for them to be publishers as long as you have not spoken with them. And you have someone that are a little bit more transparent, like this one, and they kind of try to explain you from start what can you expect from them when they say they want to publish your game. And then you have the very professional ones. So this is an example from THQ Nordic. It's a very big company, and you see that they have been doing a very, very good job in exactly detailing what does it mean for them when they want to do publishing. And also it looks like you can pick and choose some kind of these bubbles and some kind of these services. But let's go a little bit into details. What are all these services? So I've been trying to put a definition or at least a list of things that you can expect or not when somebody wants to publish your game. So publishing is a lot about funding, and it's a lot of different way of funding actually. It's about traditional funding, crowdfunding. It can be a hybrid model. They can pay for your game. They can help you to find advertisement to pay for the game. So it's a lot, and most of the time it's the first subject you have with a publisher. It's speaking about funding. It's also about distribution. So it's not only distribution in stores, like we know retail stores, but of course it's also distribution on digital stores. It's about merchandising. It's about managing all the distribution channels that are very important nowadays. And I just brought you one quote from a German publisher, Mixed Vision, where he's saying that especially for indie games, marketing that do not have much marketing budget, being visible on the store is so important. It's most of the marketing you are doing. And it might sound easy, it's not. It's a lot of work to really manage your distribution channels and to manage to be on many stores and to be always at the right place on the stores with the right information, and to have also to manage the relationship with all these stores. Lifecycle management is really key for this. Publishing can be also about development. This is something that is might be forgotten. It's about production, about co-development, about managing the development of your game. A publisher can bring you support to better organize your project, can help you to debug. Most of the time it's done debugging, QA. I haven't never seen a publishing deal where the publisher would just take the game and not have a look at the quality of it. So it can be small QA, it can be big QA. It can be a lot of qualitative feedbacks. Maybe they don't give any kind of qualitative feedbacks. It really depends whom you're working with. Publishing is also about support services. So it's like localization. Most of the time, a publisher is going to help you to do the localization. It's about age rating. It might be about just porting from one platform to another one. But it can go much deeper in your game. They might take your game and apply a monetization strategy to it. So it's really influencing a lot the content of your game also. They can provide you, which is something you absolutely will need, like analytics and software development kits for you. So it's a broad range of kind of support they can or not offer to you. And publishing is definitely about communication. I think this is something that is really going to happen at any times when you work with a publisher. It's about marketing strategy. It's about being on a fair ground, making press relationship, about community, social media management, going to events together or sending you to events, booking advertising, and helping your social media and community management, for example. So you see that publishing is a lot, and every publisher has a different way of working, and every publisher has different services they're offering. And it's not that it's always the same kind, but it's also influencing your project from the very beginning. And it starts at the production, during the marketing, on services sides. At all points, the publisher might influence your project and the way you develop your game and your financing and much more. So that's why it's so important to start from early on to think about the publisher and to think what can you do, what the publisher would do. You should ask this question. You ask this question when you want to know, how will I publish my game, or what does it mean to publish my game? How do I fund? Actually, it's also about funding your company. It's about funding your project. It's about how will I reach my customer, how do I secure the future, and how do I distribute my game. So self-publishing or not is a decision about a relationship, actually. You have so many possibilities, so many different actors. You really need to think of all these subjects and to ask yourself, where do you want to go? And most of it, I would say that publishing is also very much about a relationship you're going into. And it's not only rational, there are also emotional elements you need to get to know well, to get along well with the people you're going to publish your game. I'll be happy to answer more questions about this, and I wish you good luck with your publishing. Thank you.